Hello everyone, my name is K3GamerK3 and welcome back to another episode of my Minecraft Castle build series. And today what we're going to be doing is putting an elevator in place of one of the stairwells, probably this one behind me here. Just so it's a little bit faster getting all the way down from bedrock to the build limit, other than climbing stairs. They look really cool for a castle, but we just need a faster option. So this is what the stairwell looks like now. It works really well. It's a great spiral staircase, especially on such a large scale like this. And I am going to keep the other three just like they are, the same as this one. But for this one, I'm going to replace it. We're going to put an elevator in. Now, since this world is a peaceful world, it's providing some unique challenges in that I don't have a single piece of slime to use for anything. So we can't use anything with sticky pistons, we can't use anything with slime blocks. So I think I'm going to go back to a really basic concept and improve it just a little bit to get a multi-floor functionality out of it. And the good news is, although it's not very redstone advanced, it is very, very fast. It's actually the fastest elevator in Minecraft, which is the minecart elevator. So I'm going to show you guys what I have in mind. Alright, so here's the basic piece of a minecart elevator. You stand underneath it, you right click into the minecart, and it brings you up. Now normally you'd need an extra one to hop out so you can get out, but there's a trick where you don't have to do that. If you press forward into the back facing block, like right here, and when you press left shift to get out of the minecart, if you hold it, you actually stay there standing just on the top of this ladder here. And then you can turn around and just hop out. So you don't really need that piece at all. So if we take not just one of those, but several of them, we can build them up to all these different levels here like this. And if each one is ending on a different floor, then we can go to whatever elevator is the correct elevator for the floor number that we want to go to. And what we can do is just ride it up to any floor that we need. And you don't need to start at the bottom. No matter what floor you're on, you can click on the next minecart and head up to that floor that you need. So what about going down? Well, if I extend all these tubes the rest of the way up to the top, kind of like that for each one of these, and we can add water into the top cups that are holding the top minecart, and basically we just have a quick drop leading down. Now if this one is like floor 0 or whatever, no matter what floor you're on, you can take the quick drop down, and this one has to be here, so it's a little bit different than the others. It will let you reach the bottom from any floor. And anything in the middle, like say, this is floor number 3 right here. No matter if you're on like 0, 1, or 2, you can click up into the next minecarts and get out at floor 3. Or if you're anywhere above it, you can go over to this and fall down and land in floor number 3. So that's really cool because it lets us go up or down no matter where we're starting at. And you can also compact this really tightly. The minecarts can share their side blocks with the one next to it. So like this piece can be the same one as this piece. But it can also be the same as the front or back piece. So you can kind of form these into a 1x1 checkerboard, and you can fit them all in really, really tightly. So we're going to try something like that. I've built up a kind of a demo in creative, so let's look at that. Alright, so this is kind of the basic thing that we're playing around with. You just stand under the minecart and you right click, and you get all the way up to the top really fast. And this one I did build the help you get out kind of thing. So, like I said, we can build that kind of all honeycombed together and make it all really compact. The only problem is kind of navigating all the diagonal pieces on whatever floor you're on. So what I think I want to do, like this is kind of like a little sample for where the castle would be. And I don't have the whole thing filled in, but something kind of like this, except we're going to close it up so it looks nicer. Where we have this one being the bottom floor, like floor 1, floor 2, floor 3, and then each side of them has 5 because we need 20. So if each side has 5, that works out really well for us. So I think these two both lead up to the top of, because I only did a few here. Alright, so let me show you what I mean about hopping out. If we press forward into this wall and hold shift, we end up on the ladder and we can just hop out. Plus the water kind of helps. And then if we wanted to fall down into anything, all we gotta do is right click so we end up landing in the minecart, and the water should stop us. And we just get out the same way. So, yeah, with this buttoned up, it's gonna look a lot better. It's all gonna work pretty well, I think. The other thing I did was build these away from the back walls and from the sides so that none are peeking out the edges here. Like you kind of see this one is here. I didn't want any of that happening with the back or with any of the corners, so I built them in a little bit. So it's going to stay looking nice, crisp, and clean from the outside. Alright, so I'll meet you guys back in my castle build world, and we'll start clearing out the stairs so we can start building this. Alright, we're up here at the very top. Let's start clearing out the stairs. Alright, so I got all the stairs cleared out and also the center thing there. So now we can start building. I got all the materials on me, close up the little hole from the back where we would go to get lava. So the first thing we want to do now is kind of outline where we want everything to go. And I do want to keep it away from the walls just so the carts aren't popping out like I was saying earlier. So that should be it, and then we'll have one in, and one out, and one in, and one out, and one in, and one out. And all the tubes are going to be centered like just in front of all these blocks. And we just need to do it for all the sides. And then I'm probably going to end up filling in all these blocks behind these just to keep things evened out. And see, I don't like the 2 blocks there. I think it blocks it off a little bit too much. So maybe just like on the entrance sides here, we'll keep these out. Alright. So the very first one here is going to be really easy. See, most things would have a cart like right lined up with like here. So if we just build this out a little bit. And water for a quick drop. Alright, so this is going to be the base floor here. I call it the first floor just because, well, when you count it's 1. So the rest of the tube going up is going to be empty for this one, so the first one we're really going to build anything for is going to be this one. So let's get some of these filled in. We're going to need a stair right there. And just like that. And now I need to get up on top of there to get the minecart in place. Alright, so it's going to go right here. And then we need to break the stone block underneath there. Alright. So that's the first one. And just gotta right click. And we're up here. Press forward towards the wall with the side with the ladder. And hold your shift as you come out. Then you can just hop up. Or turn around and hop off that way. That works too. Yep, so that's pretty much how it's going to work. I just got to bring all these up. This one here, being for floor number 2, it's going to stop like here. And then each next one's going to stop at a higher floor until we get the very last one. It's going to take us all the way up to the sky block limit there. The block limit in the sky, I should say. Alright, so all I really needed to do is to keep building these up higher all around. And yeah, so I'll get working on that and I'll be right back. Alright, so that should about do it. Got all the elevators going up and all the drops going down, so we can get to any floor now. So let's see, if I want to get back up to the main floor, we'd want 6. So it's 5 on each side, so that means the first one on this side is 6. And forward and hop out, and hop up here. And we can just hop out on 6. I was going to try to prove that that said 6. Yeah, 6th floor. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's actually why I'm holding this block here, so we can actually kind of climb around still. Ooh, just made it. Yeah, 6th floor. And then if we want to go down on 2, just fall through here, holding right click, and then hop out, leaning forwards, and we're on 2. And you guys saw me clip, that's just because I kind of tried to readjust while I was inside the tube falling, and that's a bad idea. But to prove that I can do it top to bottom without getting hurt, let's do that real quick here. Alright, we're up at the top. And just the way the numbers ended up, this one sunk down a little bit, but that's fine. It kind of gives you a wall to lean against as you're on any one of the elevator platforms. So let's get down to 1 safely here. This time I won't adjust in the middle, so it won't actually hit me on anything. There we go. Alright, so the only thing to do now is to put floors in through this, and I kind of want to do glass because I think it would be really cool to be able to see that going all the way up. But the way glass looks is a lot more like that, and it's not actually going to look very good going all the way through. So I think what I'm going to do is do some fun stuff with some dyes. And I got a really cool idea that'll kind of show you what floor you're on each one, and I'm going to get building that, and I'll check in with you guys after that. Alright, so I got all the floors put in. Kind of starts off as this cool, kind of like a star shape, and it's got the green to kind of show you what floor you're at. So a green path coming out into the center part, and then kind of a green path into what floor you're at. So we're on 1 here, and there's nothing for this floor, but on the second floor, that would be the second there. Yeah. And so slowly, that green's going to move around, and it's going to get more and more blue going on. And the star is going to turn into a snowflake. So let's jump up to like 6. Got a decent chunk of blue here. I don't know, I just think that looks so cool. And then let's go up to, say, about here. I guess that'd be 11. So that one's a little just past 50-50. And then go all the way up to the top now. So this one's kind of weird because of the stairs, but it's almost all snowflake and then just a little bit of green path. There's actually still like one yellow kind of hanging out down in there, but yeah, I kind of like it going from the snowflake to the star. So it kind of means like any of the openings lined up with blue is downward, and any openings lined up with red is going upwards. Well, bluish and then reddish, I guess. So let's not go down to 1, let's go down to 2. Holding right click. See? You don't die at all. Hop out. Kinda still looks pretty cool just looking up through everything. But I don't know, I think it's really pretty looking. I like it. So I went with this instead of numbering it because, well, honestly, I could have done numbers. They would have been like oriented like within like the square area here. They've been the really kind of old style analog, and they'd be oriented like this way, and then when you're coming in, it'd be like everything's kind of crooked. This way's cool because it shows you like, you know, this is the floor I'm currently on. I mean, you know, because of the blue, but like shows you where all the down is on the blue side, and then where all the up is on the reddish side. And the floors are kind of numbered, but you can also kind of get used to like, okay, I need to go to this hole for this floor, and maybe not necessarily know it by the number. But it's not hard to go by the numbers anyway, since it's like 1 through 5, 5 through 10, 11 through 15, and 16 through 20. And that's the other thing, I still count the very bottom as 1, even though I know a lot of places don't do that. They have like a lobby, and then first one up is the first floor, but I'd have to do that to do numbers since I don't have room to fit 20. I could like kind of jam a 1 in the side and do the rest of the floors 1 through 19. But I think this is just a lot prettier than printing numbers in the glass floor or whatever. So I hope you guys like this. Well, that's all for today. If you like this elevator design, there's going to be a link in the description where you can download the world. The instructions really aren't too bad. I don't think you need to see how it's done, but yeah, if you just wanted this castle for yourself, you can download it and play using that. And if you did like it, please leave a like. And if you're new here, please subscribe. It really does help me out. Especially just trying to build up such a small channel, starting out here on YouTube. You can also like me on Facebook or follow me on Twitter. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.